The latest Yellowstone story is officially here as Marshals, the Casey Dutton spinoff, has dropped its first episode. I just got done watching it, so let's talk about it. This is your spoiler warning. This review will include massive spoilers, so if you have not seen the first episode, save this, come back to it later. Let's get it out of the way now. They actually did it. What we have been theorizing about since that official trailer that dropped a couple of months ago, they killed Monica, the wife of Casey. She died between the Yellowstone finale and this episode. And I honestly don't really know how I feel about it. I don't ever really agree with off-screen deaths just because it's such a shocking thing to throw at you, especially with this one being within a couple of minutes of the show opening. But after watching the episode, I can understand the decision because it has such a big impact on the Casey and Tate relationship. Tate had his moments in Yellowstone, like when he was kidnapped at one point, but his parents' relationship always was in the forefront, and rightfully so. And while I don't know if I agree with the decision to kill her, removing Monica from the equation not only creates an entirely new challenge for Casey as a father, but it also gives Tate a lot more to do. But why do I feel like after this episode that they're setting it up to where he won't be in the show as much as we expected him to be? With that out of the way, let's talk about the episode, what we saw, how it's setting things up, and my feelings towards it. And I want to be completely honest with you guys. I like this way more than I thought I would. My biggest concern going into Marshals, and that was because it was on CBS, that was going to feel like the classic network procedural series. And while it definitely has those elements, for me at least, it never felt like too much within the episode, especially with some of the shows we have these days, and you can tell that they are trying their absolute best to stay in line with what Yellowstone did. There's going to be times where it feels that way. It's a CBS show. You can't fault them because it is on that network, but so far through just one episode, and I know I'm saying this only after one episode, it feels like a great hybrid between the two. I like everything that they're doing with Casey so far. New challenges, new problems, and they're focusing on the things that I always liked from this character that were never really in the focus in Yellowstone because of all of the other things that were happening. And I like the cast of supporting characters they put around him so far. It's a lot of interesting personalities to go with his ranching ruggedness. Specifically, Pete Calvin, played by Logan Marshall Green, a buddy from his SEAL days, and I love that we get to see Logan Marshall Green in this role because he's always known for playing a little bit of a darker villain type role, but I do think that this character has some secrets about him. As well as Ariel Kebbel's character, Belle Skinner, who is actually going by a different name within the team because she doesn't want the team to know about her family, who is from Montana and might actually have a connection to the Duttons. I also want to add that I love the choice to bring Rainwater and Mo over as well. They were always a big part of the Yellowstone story, had a lot to do, but they were never really the focal point. And while it's still a little bit of a mystery, it feels like they're going to be a main focal point for this show, which I love. It was only one episode, so we can't fully judge the show just yet, but to me, so far so good. It was an extremely bold way to start the show with the death of Monica, but it does have me interested in where they're taking the story of Casey. Plus, it has some really good action, and again, it's focusing on the stuff we always wanted to see more of from Casey in Yellowstone. But I definitely want to hear from you guys. What was your initial reaction to the show? What did you think about that shocking moment, and how do you feel about the tone of the show? And of course, if you want to hear my thoughts on Marshals every single week, just go ahead and hit that follow button.